Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for an all new episode recap of today's Days of Our Life, January 27, 2025. So we start off with Sophia and Tate, right? At this point, they're working together to put out flyers for, Rachel, right? Because she's still quote unquote missing. So at some point, the conversation turned to Sophia saying, how about, they work on actually giving the baby up for adoption without her parents knowing. I mean, she's going to be 18 by the time the baby is born. So at that time, they will not be minors. She will not be a minor. So she, her parents can't really say anything. But Tate is against it because he doesn't want this to be a potential blow up and, her parents to be upset at her. And she's like, at this point, all they're going to do is be upset and yell. Like, they really don't have a control or say so over it because I'll be an adult at that time. And if they want to disown me, they do that. If they don't want to help me with my future goals or school or anything, I will just have to fend for myself. So I'm just kind of tired of it now. So Tate said maybe it's not a great idea in the grand scheme of things. Let's think about finding a great God-fearing couple that your mom will approve of. And, so the baby will not just be raised by total complete strangers where it will not raise a concern with Sophia's mom. So she said I'm in full agreement of that, and she said she's gonna run it by her mom to see how that go. So she asked him to just update her on what happened with Rachel, and that's when she leaves. So Holly is over Doug's place, as she calls it, doing another trauma dumping on her, right? Trauma dumping on him, right? So she says to him that, she was helping Tate with, setting up flyers, helping him, with bringing awareness to Rachel's quote unquote disappearance. And I keep on saying quote unquote because, again, Rachel did this intentionally, right? So anyways, she's telling Doug about how it went down and how Sophia came in the middle of that and, was crying, sobbing about how her mom is, not up for the baby being put up for adoption. So Doug is just there to offer support, and she said she's really sorry to just really, put it all on him. And he said, listen, that's what friends are for. I am here for you if you need anything. And at some point they were getting closer, bonding a little bit more, and they got interrupted. So I'll let you know how they got interrupted. So Leah's at the bar and he's, working on the script yet again. And Javi comes over and, I won't really hold you on this scene. It was really a snooze for me. They just was, feeling into each other. And at some point they start talking about wedding plans for Rafe and Jada, and Javi is new to this, so Javi is unaware of a lot of traditional elements which are like bachelor party, so he hasn't planned it, and the wedding is in less than 16 hours. So Leo offers help finding suggesting venues for the party to happen, and a stripper and all of that. So he said that he would take care of that part. And at some point he saw that he had a voicemail from Doug. Why in heaven's earth will Leo just play that out loud, right? So he plays the whole thing out loud, and then he regrets it later on, because I'm saying that why would you do that in front of Javi? But anyways, he plays it out, and Javi says, what's the deal with the necklace? And he said that I'm just trying to help out this kid. It's not entirely legal, and I don't think that it's best to tell you the full details because you're official, you're responsible for planning this wedding for a police commissioner, so I really don't want you to be involved in that. So he said, I think I should, because what if I have to visit you in jail and all that? So he said, no, it's nothing that serious, but I gotta handle it and I will be back, right? So anyways, moving on. So remember when I said earlier that Holly and Doug were interrupted? There was somebody at the door, and it was Leo. So Leo is coming in because of, the whole voicemail message that Doug left him about him wanting a possible job and what happened regarding the necklace. So Leo tells him that he can persuade the people that he sold the necklace to. However, they're unscrupulous people, so it's not going to be the easiest thing to do. So He did offer Doug a job, to work for him as his assistant. So he said that, I really don't know nothing about soap opera or being an assistant, but he said, don't worry about it. I'll be doing the writing and everything. All I need is for somebody to really keep things in check and keep my stories secure, right? After all that happened with that lady whistleblower thing, right? So anyways, he asked him how did he come up with the difference with the money, and he said that I have Holly to thank, because at this point Leo didn't know Holly knew. So Holly, he informed him that Holly knew about it, and Holly was the one that really helped him to get the difference to pay off those guys, right? So at this point, Leo leaves, and Holly is happy that Leo really vouched for him, considering that they were complete strangers. So she did mention to Doug that, they could probably hang out, watch a movie. I think it was 10 Things I Hate About You. But then she gets a call from Tate, and Tate is saying to her that Rachel, there's good news regarding Rachel. So he asked her if she wants to come over and talk to him, work things out, because he's sorry about early as usual. So she said, okay, I'm on my way. So again, Doug is just left slighted. And I'm saying, Holly, do not use Doug as, your plan B when things with Tate don't really work out. Like, it's either you're in or you're out, and stop running away when things get really awkward or things get really close between Tate and Sophia. Like, it's either you come out of the relationship or, stand by Tate and handle this, because you don't have to stay in this relationship with Tate. Like, nobody's holding nothing to your head. Like, go ahead and move forward if you have to. So anyways, back to this crazy situation, right? So remember Ava on Friday's episode, she got the phone call from Rachel, right? So she followed the address that Rachel gave her, and she went into this location, and Rachel, with the help of this lady in white, because again we don't know her name, I think it's Kristen's mom, but anyways, they knock her out cold. She's on the couch, and Rachel is saying, is she dead? And the lady is like saying, okay, she's not dead, she still has a pulse, but at least she's out of the way, so now your mom and dad can be together. It's a clear pathway. So Rachel is of the belief that now things are handled, they can be a family. So this lady is feeding into her dream, and just really adding to the delusion. And Rachel is just happy that things are going her way, right? So I mean, I don't know, they did get a phone call from Brady, because Brady was trying to reach Ava, because Ava left him a message, but it was all distorted. But he tried to call her to find out what's going on, so he wasn't getting through. He left her a voicemail, and that was that. So Brady comes back over, and he, she's asking if he heard any update, and he said JJ came over, but there wasn't much on Rachel, right? So she's on edge, and he also understands he's also on edge. So she tells him about EJ being a comfort to her, and how he offered any resources to help find Rachel, and she said he was really nice. So of course Brady was skeptical, because EJ is not really that nice. So she said, we have our moments. So I was telling him about my family history. We weren't growing up together, weren't full blood or anything. So I told him about my family history and how we had a home out there, and she said that she had this scrapbook, or this book that had her family memories on the shelf, but she couldn't find it, and the butler couldn't find it. So Brady put one and one together, make two, and say, listen, what if Rachel took the book? So she said, really? You think so? So he said, come on, like you was just talking about, kids sometimes want to know more about their family background, their parents' background. So it's not really far-fetched. Wasn't you talking to her earlier about that? So she said, yeah, I did mention that to her. So anyways, she said that the family home is not that far away from there. So they just run out and see if maybe they're onto something. They found Rachel, and they're overjoyed, but also upset with her. They're saying, like, why would she be here at this place? And she said it was because of this friend. And she said that Kristen said that you and this friend are in major trouble. Like, why would you be off here? So they found a scrapbook that Rachel took, and Brady gives it to Kristen. So Kristen said, "You and I are gonna talk, and you are in big trouble." So they escort her out, but she did come back in, and she did say, what are you going to do with Ava if she wakes up? Like, how is that going to be prevented? So she said, don't worry about that. I got Ava taken care of. You just take Ava's phone. So at this point, they're adult and child accomplice, which is just bizarre to me. So this, they bring Rachel home, and then Kristen is, trying to be stern with her and said, listen, you're not going to have no TV or nothing else for 3 weeks. And you're lucky I don't send you to bed without supper because you really deserve it. But because you only had a sandwich, I'm going to make some macaroni and cheese for you. So Rachel at this point said, Daddy, that means you're going to stay with us. You're going to have macaroni and cheese. And said, after all you put me through, I should. So she said, does that mean, you and mommy are back together? So I said, again about that, me and your mom are not getting back together. Me and Ava have something special, and there's nothing you really can do about that. You have to deal with that. So at this point, the lady in white has Ava tied up in a wheelchair. I don't know where she's sending her to, but yeah, I don't know how this is going to end, but let's see. I mean, if I were Kristen, I would be a lot more severe on Rachel. Like, this little girl needs to be taken up in hand. She really does. And she's really going to be angry because of that kind of punishment that she get. Come on, she deserves more than that. But anyways, guys, that is it. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.